The Broncos have beat the Packers in Week 7, 19-17. Let's go. How crazy. Well, actually, the game wasn't all that crazy. Especially in that first half, only 9 points were scored. 3 of the points were in that first quarter, the other 6 were in the second. All by the Broncos, of course, them and their field goals. It has to be their favorite way to score, I swear. The Broncos freaking love their field goals. But either way, the Broncos did look better than the Packers that first half, being able to shut them out all in all. I don't even care if they were only able to shut them out for one half. With how bad that defense has been playing this year, just to see them shut them out for one half is pretty cool. The Broncos could have actually had a touchdown in the first half, but it was called back due to a dumb holding penalty. Like Sutton had a nice catch that set the Broncos up in field goal range, and the Broncos called a decent play and ran it into the end zone for a touchdown. But then, of course, a whole flag comes out, and that's when the Broncos had to settle for their first field goal. So, in reality, that first score in the game should have been a touchdown, and I really hoped it would have been. But, I mean, it all worked out in the end for the Broncos anyway, so it didn't matter. That Cortland Sutton catch was really nice, though. He actually had a really solid game today. 6 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. This dude was actually feasting. Really good to see him out there. I feel like I would prefer Cortland Sutton as my number 1 guy over Jerry Jeudy. Like, I like Jerry Jeudy, but I would rather have Jerry as my number 2 because I really like Cortland Sutton a lot. He made that great catch in the first half, and then he had a couple of great catches on third down. He was contributing a lot out there. Who knows who will get moved out of these two, Cortland or Jerry? I'm sure they'll probably keep one. I'm guessing Jerry will go, but I bet they'd keep Cortland. Kind of crazy to see that Marvin Mims didn't get a catch. He got one rush. He had that little end around that did not work at all. Like, he did a lot of running. He ran to the right, and then he had to run all the way across the field to the left, and he still ended up losing 11 yards. That was a bad end around play by the Broncos there. And then after that, they didn't give him the ball at all. I don't think he got hurt or anything. He didn't get targeted, I don't think. But yeah, either way, he didn't get a catch. That's kind of crazy to see. But besides Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy looking good, Javonte Williams, he had a nice game out there. 15 carries for 82 yards. That was good to see. I actually started him in fantasy again over Aaron Jones, and I think he outperformed him. Wild. And then Jaleel McLaughlin, I'm glad they gave him a few more carries. They gave him more carries than Samaje Perine. But Samaje Perine, he had a highlight play. He broke a tackle. They dumped it out to him, and he went and broke a tackle and picked up a nice first down. So he was contributing out there too. I like that the Broncos are going to get all 3 of these guys involved. That's what they need to do. Javonte, Jaleel, and Samaje need to all have the ball in their hands consistently. Spread it out between them 3. I guess probably give Javonte more of the load if he's going to do this. But still, I think this is such a great backfield. I love these 3 guys. The only person I'm really not sold on this offense is Adam Troutman. I think he's just a little slow. He hasn't really made huge plays, done all that much. I kind of wish they had Greg Dulcich out there, but he's kind of still hurt. I don't know who else they have. They have Manhurts. But I think they should have just tried to get somebody else. Maybe he's like solid. He's okay in the blocking game and all that. But we need another pass catching tight end for sure on this team. Because I am out on Adam Troutman being the pass catcher. Like, if they're going to target him like he does, they need to find somebody else to target. Like, take his targets. Because, I don't know. Russ overthrew him one time, I guess. So Adam should have 2 catches. But if he was faster, Russ maybe wouldn't have overthrown him. So, maybe it's on both of them there. On the defense for the Broncos, not a single player got a sack. That's kind of sad to see. The pass rush has been a worry for this team all season, and with them not getting a sack this season, that is not good. The Packers do have a decent line with Elton Jenkins, I'm probably butchering that, and a few of them guys, but I don't know, I would have liked to see a sack from this defense this week. Another noteworthy piece, Kareem Jackson. This dude got ejected again. He came in like a torpedo and drilled Luke Musgrave. I mean, some people might say it wasn't a dirty hit, but I kind of saw his helmet hit the dude's chin under his face mask. So I don't know. As soon as I saw the hit, I knew automatically Kareem was going to get ejected. He came in there like a freaking torpedo. But that's all he does. He drills people. He really straight up lives up to his name, being Kareem. It makes sense because he Kareems people. This guy. It's probably his last year on the Broncos for sure. He's like 34. and he's just getting ejected. This is his second time getting ejected. Maybe it's not all his fault, but man, he's probably done after this year. It sucks because he's a great player. He's also been fined over like $90,000 this season. With that hit, it probably put him over $100,000 in fines easy, I'm sure. After Kareem Jackson got ejected, though, the Broncos thankfully had PJ Locke out there. And man, this guy, game sealing interception. Almost, this guy should have got the game MVP, the game ball for sure. That interception was so clutch. He ran from all the way across the field. Justin Simmons had pretty good coverage on the guy, but PJ Locke came sprinting all the way from across the field, saw that ball the whole way, jumped in front of both the guys, clean interception, beautiful play. Such a cool thing to see. That really sealed the game for him. So yeah, that was hype. Delarian Turner Yell, the other backup safety, made a nice special teams play. Want to shout that out. And the Broncos got Baron Browning back. He didn't really do too much besides get off sides a couple times, but good to see him back out there. The last guy I'm going to talk about for the Broncos is Zach Allen. I don't know if I'm fully in on Zach Allen or not. He doesn't seem like the big game changer that I thought he'd be. Like, he's like solid, but I just don't know if I want him on my team forever. Maybe he could be traded. But they did just re-sign him, so he'll probably be here for a few years. I wouldn't mind that. You could also get some other pieces. He did really good when J.J. Watt was on the opposite side of him, so if we get another guy, I'm sure Zach could go perform out there. I mean, he's still pretty solid. Don't get me wrong. I like the guy, but I don't know. I've seen him like whiff on a couple of tackles. I've seen him be a little slow. So I don't know how I feel on Zach. I need to see a few more games out of him. But all in all, I kind of liked what I saw out there from this Broncos team. They had a couple drives where they stalled out and had to settle for their field goals and all that. But I liked what I saw. Russell Wilson only 9 incompletions, no picks. It was a great game. All right, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far and say it was a great game, but it was a decent game, and a win's a win. I'll take it. And speaking of no interceptions, Jordan Love and his interception, like I was saying, that was the worst interception. That came at the bad time when PJ Locke was able to run across the field. Locke, it was great time, great play. Sorry, Jordan Love. Jordan Love actually did look really good out there. Only 10 incompletions, one more than Russ. That wasn't bad. And he threw 2 touchdowns. Well, actually, one of Jordan Love's touchdowns could have possibly been an interception. He threw it to Romeo Doubs in the end zone, and Patrick Surtain and Romeo Doubs both caught the ball at the same exact time. And it was ruled Romeo Doubs a touchdown because the receiver wins the ball in a tie. But the announcers asked Gene Steratore what he thought, and Gene was talking about if the defender catches the ball and gets his feet down before the receiver does, then it's an interception. So it should have been an interception in the end zone for Jordan Love by Patrick Surtain. But instead, the refs called it a touchdown to Romeo Doubs. Kind of a wild play. That worked out for the Packers. It really went in their favor, but it really didn't matter in the end. Sorry if I say but a lot, but it didn't matter in the end for them. They still lost, unfortunately. Sorry, Packers fans. I liked what I saw from A.J. Dillon, though. He had a good game. He had a few good big plays out there. I'm kind of confused why they didn't give it to Aaron Jones a little bit more. I guess I did hear the announcer say that the head coach did say that they're not going to give Aaron Jones like 30 carries at this game. But I think they would have gave him more than 8. He did have 2 weeks to rest. With coming off the bye week, he should have been more prepared. I think he was ready for more carries. They're just being safe. That's understandable. He'll probably get more touches next week. Maybe if he would have got more in this game, they would have won, though, because he also is having good success on the ground. Him and AJ are actually pretty solid out there. And then Luke Musgrave, he was having a good time until he got taken out by Kareem Jackson. That was sad to see. I think he's in concussion protocol right now. He may miss a game or two. That's unfortunate. Christian Watson only had 3 catches. I kind of thought he was going to have a little bit more. Not going to lie. I thought they were going to have PS2 on Romeo Doubs, and then I thought Christian Watson was going to be able to feast, or vice versa. Well, I guess the Broncos did have PS2 on Romeo, so I thought Christian was going to have way more catches than just 3. Oh, also, Jaden Reed's touchdown. I almost forgot. This touchdown was like crazy. It went straight out of Romeo Dobbs' hands. So Romeo Dobbs should have actually had two touchdowns, to be real with you. But it bounced right off of his hands and straight into Jaden Reed's hands for the touchdown. Like it should have straight up been Romeo Dobbs. It probably went a little bit behind Romeo, but the way it got tipped up, it just went straight into Jaden Reed's hands. Right place at the right time. Great awareness to see the ball there and like have your hands ready at all times. It was just a great play by the Packers, great coincidence, good fortune, and just unfortunate for the Broncos. Kind of cool to see though. I always like those bounce pass drills or like the tip pass drills where someone like I don't know, they're always good, especially when it results in a touchdown, no matter what team. So good on the Packers for getting a couple of touchdowns that are like questionable. Or not questionable, but like crazy. Not your average touchdowns, you know? Like the Broncos had a wide open touchdown to Cortland Sutton. That was like no question. And then the Packers are over here having the maybe interception with Romeo Dobbs. And then the crazy tip pass to Jaden Reed. Why couldn't you just score normal touchdowns? Why they gotta be all crazy? No, I'm just kidding. But it was cool to watch, actually. The Packers actually also missed a field goal. The announcers jinxed the kicker so hard. The announcer was saying, "Oh, Anders Carlson has not missed a single field goal. He is perfect of the season. He has not missed an extra point. He has not done this. He has not done that. He is going in." And I was just thinking the whole time, like, "Oh, the announcer jinxed him." I was like, I know he's gonna miss that after that call, and he did. He missed it, kicked it right to the left. If he would have made that kick, the Packers could have won the game. They would have been up by 1 point right now. That'd have been wild. Unfortunately, Anders Carlson was another victim of the announcer's jinx. Poor guy. He's not really the reason why the Packers lost, though. The reason why the Packers lost was the offense didn't really perform. The defense really didn't hold the Broncos when they should have. And just the injuries. The Packers are getting injured. They lost Devontae Wyatt. They didn't have Devondre Campbell. They didn't have Jair Alexander. Luke Musgrave leaving with a concussion. They were just dropping out there. So unfortunate to see. I think a full Packers squad could have probably beat this team with how close this was with all the injuries. But they did it, and I'm happy they did it. I'm rooting for the Broncos. I'm glad the Broncos won. I don't even care about the draft. I just like to see the Broncos win. Even though I like the Packers too. Packers are good. I'm rooting for the Packers for every other game besides this game. I don't really know who's going to have a better season between these two teams. I feel like that's kind of hard to say. They remind me a lot of each other. And like if you look at their stats, they're actually pretty close. 339 total yards for the Broncos, 331 for the Packers. Both teams had 194 passing yards, 145 rushing yards for the Broncos, 137 for the Packers. These stats are so unbelievably close. They're almost like the same team out there. 8 penalties for the Broncos. That's about right. They usually do that. And 7 for the Packers. Both these teams are shooting themselves in the foot. And a couple of times I feel like the refs were just messing with them. Like Patrick Surtain may have had a pass interference, but on that play, they called a face mask penalty on the Packers. It was funny. So the refs felt they could have just been messing with them at that point. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. But either way, those penalties are bad for both teams. They always come at bad times, and it's just bad to see. I can't get over how similar these two teams are. It's just so funny. Either way, though, that's all for me. That's all I got for you. For y'all, my bad. I've been speaking too much. Hard to speak right now. Hope y'all have a great day and night. There's still football going on right now. If you're watching this when I upload it, or whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter. Have a great one. Have a great day or night. It's been your boy. It's freaking Baking Up Football out here. We doing like all the games. I'm going to try to go over as much games as possible, so stay tuned for all that. The Broncos got the Chiefs next week. That's going to be a crazy game to go over. So for sure, stay tuned for that. And yeah, just thank y'all. Anybody who made it this far, thank y'all for clicking on the video. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Stay cool. Have a great one. Peace.